Hey, welcome back to Zach of All Trades. I'm Zach, and today I'm going to see if I can make this old snowmobile start that hasn't run in at least 20 years. This beast is a 1980 Yamaha Exciter 440. This was my ride when I was in high school. Actually, maybe even a little bit before that, junior high and high school. Loved this thing. Then when I went off to the military, it got parked and then it got moved, and it's been pretty much sitting since then. I'm home on Christmas vacation. Man, we got some snow. I kind of got the bug. I want to see if I can make this thing run again. So I'm going to record this just in case I'm able to do so. All right, I will be honest and say that I have had this open. I had it open just before it snowed to kind of assess the situation. All right, we got some bees nests. That's okay. Doesn't appear to be any mouse nests or anything going on in here. Oh yeah, some of the fixes keep this thing running. Good grief, is that speaker wire? Good job, Zach. So the immediate problem that I've got here is that it doesn't seem to want to turn over. So let's see if I can pull the spark plugs, put some goop down there. Alright, this ought to let me know how bad things are inside the cylinder. Alright, verdict. Oh. Well, it's not all corroded. Dang, that actually looks like a pretty good spark plug. Let me put it over here. Not too bad. I'm sorry, I guess you can't see that. Not too bad. I'll get this guy over here. Now, let's see if it'll pull over. Actually, first I need to look down inside the cylinder. Can you see in there? Yeah, maybe I'll get a light. Well, let's look in here. Here's the top of that piston. Doesn't look too shabby. Oh, there we go. I don't know what that noise is. Hey, but it's turning over. Sweet. I went and got some supplies, but I'm a little bit afraid I'm going to get snowed out here. It's starting to come down, and then I looked out across the way over here. Check this out. I'm not sure, but this may well be a wall of snow descending upon my location. Might not be. Might just be some cloud, but might get snowed out here. We'll give it a shot anyway. Alright, so I've got the engine turning over, which kind of goes without saying is a huge hurdle to getting this thing running. It's not going to run at all if the engine doesn't turn. So that's a giant victory. So now I'm just going to see if we can get any spark out of it. Both plugs. And if I do it like that, you're not going to be able to see it. Let's do it like this. Try that. Can you see that? Okay. Perhaps the kill switch. That would probably change things up. Alright, it was in the kill position. Now let's try it. No, not seeing any spark. Might just be because I'm not getting a good ground connection with the case there. And because I suspect that, I'm just going to move to the next step, which I just did without the camera turned on. I just poured a little bit of gas down in each cylinder and put the plugs back in, so wish me luck here. No good. So after a little bit of head scratching and discussion, I've determined that there is something else necessary to make this thing run. The key, which I forgot was part of the equation. I thought that the key switch didn't work on this thing. After discussing with my stepdad some, he produced the key, which had been hanging on the wall for 20 years, just waiting for me to show back up. Oh yeah, and it got dark, and it snowed. Kind of a lot since I was out here a few hours ago. All right, let's see if she makes any sparks. Oh, I got sparks. You know what that means. Yep, you guessed it. It's time for my camera to quit recording because the battery got too cold. Oh well. So in the meantime, while my camera was charging back up, I had the opportunity to clean the carburetor, the whole fuel system really, the carburetor and the fuel pump. I haven't touched the gas tank yet, but I got to clean out the carburetor. No small task in and of itself, but check this out. Now I've got a cleaned up carburetor, cleaned up fuel pump. I don't have the air box in it right now because I just want to see if it's going to fire off. Well, in the meantime, I went ahead and pulled the cable out of the choke. The fuel enrichment valve there just seemed like I didn't need that. Oh yeah, or it was seized in there. So it's still in there. There was some JB Weld employed when some threads on jets broke off. So if this thing actually runs, it's kind of going to be a miracle. So let's see what she does. I've got the fuel pump hooked up over here to my gas can just to keep it running if it starts up. I don't know. I'm not real optimistic without the choke. This thing was always kind of cold-blooded anyway. But what the hey, we'll give it a shot. All right, here we go. Kill switch is on. Key is on. Heck of a time for my recoil starter to quit. Doggone it. Are you serious? There we go. Here we go. Forgot to do something. Squirt a little shot of help. Chance you got a can of ether kicking around?
You mean you're doing that without any?
Well, I was using the carb cleaner. Let's see what we can get done with a visit from the ether bunny. Hang in there, camera battery. I know you're at 1%. No pressure. It's gonna happen. Hey, and the fuel pump's pumping fuel too. Sadly, despite my apparent triumph, that's about as far as I was able to get. The carburetor is pretty well monkeyed up. Between the JB weld holding stuff together inside of it and the fuel enrichment valve being seized in its little passage, because of that, I was unable to keep it running past idle without using my hand as a manual choke, so to speak. So I was unable to actually get it out and ride it and really have the triumph that I was hoping for. All is not lost though, because everything else seems to be working well. So I know that next time I get up there, I can bring a replacement carburetor, which seems to be fairly easy to come by on eBay. I can slap it in there and we can get this bugger out on the snow next time. I really appreciate you coming along and watching. We'll see you next time. Take care.